when the bullets are fired or the firing is on, the bullet which is meant for you, or you will not hear that sound of that bullet. And Jawan has got a भरोसा. मैं छुट्टी पे भी मैं कुछ अपने कमांडिंग ऑफिसर को कॉल करूंगा रात के 12 बजे, वो उठा के मेरे से बात करेगा और तुरंत सॉल्यूशन देगा मेरे को. Akash, this is the only reason why a Jawan is ready to sacrifice his life. Of course, that is beyond the call of duty, definitely hota hai. He's a soldier. He's doing it. But उसको ये भरोसा है, अगर मैं हूं या नहीं हूं, my family will be looked after. They will be in safe hands. They will be secured. That's a great motivation level for him.
हेलो एंड वेलकम टू मिलिट्री मंत्रा। आज हमारे साथ है कर्नल राजीव बग्गा सर, हु इज़ फ्रॉम द इंडियन आर्मी। ही इज़ ऑल्सो बीन इन एनएसजी कमांडो। और इस इंटरव्यू में हम जानेंगे कि किस तरीके से उन्होंने इंडियन आर्मी को ज्वाइन किया और जो वेरियस लाइफ लेसन्स उन्होंने सीखे हैं इंडियन आर्मी एंड एज अ एनएसजी कमांडो, वो सारी चीज़ें हम यहाँ पे डिस्कस करेंगे। सो थैंक यू सर फॉर कमिंग ऑन दिस इंटरव्यू एंड वेलकम।
Thank you very much, Akash. And firstly, I thanks a lot that you have brought me on your platform. और मेरे लिए सौभाग्य की बात है कि मैं आपके चैनल के जरिए और आपके प्लेटफॉर्म के जरिए यंग जनरेशन जो आर्मी एयरफोर्स नेवी को ज्वाइन करना चाह रहे हैं उनसे मैं बात कर पाऊंगा और अपने विचार जो है वॉट एवर द व्यू पॉइंट आई हैव गॉट आई कैन convey them and whatever I have learned. And it's I am very sure that you through your platform there are many of present generation people they will learn a lot.
Thank you sir for coming here. So my first question would be, how was your life before joining the फौज, और आपका क्या मोटिवेशन था कि फौज को ज्वाइन करना है?
देखो आकाश, दिस इज अ वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट क्वेश्चन कि लाइक आपने करियर में क्या करना है, आपका एप्टीट्यूड क्या है और आप क्या अचीव करना चाहते हो. एंड बिलीव मी दैट it is all the time self motivation is also one thing, but I level say that as a child you understand that when we like when we were I was kid or I was in school, so I was naturally fascinated with this olive green. And I had only this dream that I must become an officer in Indian Armed Forces. And as I grew, so I started developing a more inclination toward army. So in that, and another part is that being I'm from the Chandigarh area, and the cantonment is also very nearby. Whenever I used to visit along with my friends whose fathers, the parents, or anyone or the relatives, they were from army, and I started watching them. I started admiring their lifestyle. So slowly, this interest of mine to join army became very intense. And certainly when I was in college, I was absolutely very clear. मेरे को बहुत क्लैरिटी हो गई थी कि मैंने क्या अचीव करना है. उसके लिए मैंने एनसीसी को भी ज्वाइन किया. और एनसीसी में ऑफ कोर्स आई हैड ए एयर विंग, बट दैट डजंट मेक अ डिफरेंस. ऑफ कोर्स certainly that is a but the only thing which I started focusing that how I must groom myself, how I must shape myself that I should get in through get inside or I get selected in armed forces smoothly. तो ये चीजें थी. एंड मोर एवर मेरे जो साथ के जितने मेरे फ्रेंड्स थे, दे ऑल वर फ्रॉम द आर्मी बैकग्राउंड. तो आई actually kept myself in that particular shell only. And on a lighter side, to be honest, when I was a kid, I used to read Commando comics. So that was another part which certainly gave me some type of different perspective toward army. So I wanted to join an elite force right from the beginning. So these were the small things which made me that and gave me a clarity that I should join army.
गॉट इट सर। सर अगर आप ये भी बता सकते हैं कि आपका जो सर्विस सिलेक्शन बोर्ड का एक्सपीरियंस था वो कैसा था जब आप गए थे एसएसबी देने के लिए, एंड क्योंकि आप एस्पिरेंट्स को भी ट्रेन करते हैं, तो व्हाट विल बी योर टिप्स टू ऑल दोस हु विल बी अपियरिंग फॉर द एसएसबी?
लुक, व्हेन आई टॉक अबाउट एसएसबी, जब मैं गया या फिर आज की डेट में मैं सेशंस लेता हूँ, and I conduct session for the rural area candidates, online sessions वगैरह, and I'm get achieving around 70% results also out of it. I'm very happy about it. देखिए, सर्विस सिलेक्शन बोर्ड इंटरव्यू जो है आपका, is totally is a very one of the simplest interview, but it is tricky. Let me tell you, when I say tricky, it is that if you are not aware about yourself, if you are not aware how to project yourself, then you are lacking something. Now, I tell you about my experience. If you are the question which आपने जो पूछा है मेरे से, मेरा experience was very absurd. I visited your city, that is Bangalore. तो उसमें मेरे को right from a day one, when I reached there, I decided that absolutely I have to follow a very normal pattern. That I have to project myself to the best, but original, but and at the same time logical, and certainly I had this thing that I will definitely make it. Now coming to the technicalities and all that, जो आप पूछ रहे हो, that is the main thing which is concerned. Most of the candidates, whoever is going for the SSP, generally they start doing the preparations, of course, और उसके लिए दे फॉलो सर्टन चैनल्स, और कोई बुक लेके आ जाते हैं, और दे गेट इन टच विद द सर्टन कैंडिडेट्स हु हैव ऑलरेडी गॉट थ्रू, बट दे हैव फॉरगॉटन वन थिंग, द गाय हु हैज रिटन द बुक or the channels. Of course, in channels also they give you educate quite a lot, but the thing is that the candidate who has got through was from different background. उसकी बैकग्राउंड अलग थी, उसके टेस्ट अलग थे, उसके आंसर्स भी अलग होंगे. Now what I'm trying to bring out is that you need to be original, raw, rustic, logical and positive. This is the Bible. अगर कोई बोले कि मेरे को फॉर्मल कोई कोचिंग लेके जाना है, ठीक है, you just to have an idea, but kindly do not grasp those answers which are told by someone. In my method, I try and study the individual and modify their answers. I don't change their answers. Because if I'm tempering their answers, because they have got a different background, what I've earlier brought out. So my suggestion to the candidates who are preparing for SSB, go with an open mind. Take pride in yourself, self-acceptance, and project yourself to the best. Remember, whenever you speak about yourself, your friends are the best, your parents are the best, you studied in the best school, your teachers are the best, and whatever you're doing, they're one of the finest things. जब आपके दिमाग में ये चीजें आ जाती हैं, you're खुला, you're open-minded and absolutely very confident. अगर आप गेम खेलते हो, नहीं खेलते हो, their interviewing officer is not going to contest on that, but he like to know कि if you are not playing game, तो आप क्या कर रहे थे? You need to justify. If he is convinced, he is happy, you are happy. That is what I say. Okay.
सर, तो सर एक कॉन्सेप्ट होता है ऑफिसर लाइक क्वालिटीज का कि 15 OLQs वो देख रहे हैं, तो आपके हिसाब से वो जो 15 OLQs है वो कैसे डेवलप किए जा सकते हैं इन एन एस्पिरेंट?
Absolutely. देखिए, that's what I'm trying to say. Somebody says कि मैं before I'm preparing for the written examination, written देखिए आपका पढ़ाई करके, मेहनत करके, अच्छी दिशा को फॉलो करके, अच्छे पैटर्न को फॉलो करके आप रिटर्न को क्लियर कर लेंगे, उसमें कोई दो राय नहीं है. बट हाउ अबाउट योर साइकोलॉजी? यू कैन नॉट चेंज योर साइकोलॉजी इन 10-15 days coaching. You need to mold yourself. You need to mold yourself in the beginning In my introduction, I told you that I surrounded myself with the environment. I was from a civil background, but मैंने अपने आप को ढालना शुरू किया. I started adapting myself. I started grooming myself. And the OLQ जो आते हैं, they are looking for, because after all, the candidate who is getting selected, the interviewing officer is only thinking one thing, that this man he has got a potential to command the true under stress and strain in a combat zone. तो अगर आप अपने कॉलेज के दिनों में, if you're having a aptitude like a good team spirit, good, and you're very clear about कि मेरे दोस्त ऐसे होने चाहिए, and then you're helpful, empathetic, knowledgeable, visionary, disciplined, all these things which we are talking about, this OLQ, that you have to start minimum 3 to 4 years backward before going for SSB. You cannot change yourself overnight. That you have to really start grooming yourself if you're thinking to join Army, Air Force, Navy as an officer.
गॉड सर. तो सर, अगर आप ये भी बता सकते हैं कि when you went to the academy, how was your experience? Any memorable incident which occurred and which you would like to share with the other aspirants?
You know, they say that in academy, very famous saying, they turn boys into men. Now, I will say that every day in academy was challenging, a new experience. We made, or rather, I made beautiful friends. Now they are something like my brothers. We're like a family. Coming to your incidents and all, if you talk about, देखो आपके साथ के होते हैं, they are of your age, 21 years, 19, 20, if you join NDA, 16 and a half or 17. Full of josh, lot of plans, dreams. Now, and certainly the mischievous mind, which is a force. A young guy or the teenager will do the all sort of monkey tricks. And the best thing is the type of relationship between drill ustad and the cadets there. The cadet is trying to fool him, but he has forgotten the ustad is always ustad. He catch you. You do anything. And the beautiful part is that the instructors, the officers who are there, you are trying to play a prank kind of thing or trying to fool them. They've also gone through the same bridge. They know where exactly you will be doing. Coming to the incident and all, I'll tell you, there is a third term ke beech mein, when you are about to pass out, there's a camp called Chindits. You carry battle order, almost around 30 kg pack. You walk 40 to 45 kilometers every day, and you don't sleep at all. You're given a one water bottle, and you are your roads and everything, they're outerbound, totally in a different type of terrains. I really, I'm telling you, I've seen the real great strength or the examples which I still recollect. Like one of the my course mate, because of something happened, he slept in the night in the Nala, and another cadet, again my course mate, he is volunteering to carry his pack also to him also, and certainly he has handed over his pack to his team. Imagine the person is walking for past 45 kilometers, got us so much strength and all. These are the things, like where you see, you really get a great feeling that I had gone through that type of a training, which really shaped me so hardy. And now I realize that training has to be tough. Otherwise, it is no training. So that was exactly small incidents, like running around, rushing around, time management, and like before joining academy, the one of my senior, I can make out he's also going to the academy only as a senior only. So I like I was not aware the military protocol during that time before joining. So I tabbed him. So Manaka sir, I am also joining Indian Military Academy. So he looked at me and smiled. I said, यार ये हंस क्यों रहा है? Then again I tapped him back. मैं कहा, how's the life? कहता, find out time for yourself there. Find out yourself also. And he was absolutely correct. You really come to know what are you and what is your worth.
बट सर, तो सर एकेडमी के बाद आपने कौन सी रेजिमेंट ज्वाइन की और उसको ज्वाइन करने का आपका क्या रीजंस थे?
I was very much fortunate. Certainly, I volunteered for the fighting arm, that is infantry. And I was fortunate enough to join one of the most decorated, or rather the highest decorated regiment of Indian Army. That is a Sikh regiment. So my battalion was at line of control that time, and it was full of the stories are full of valor and the sacrifice, patriotism. When I landed up there, and of course I thought, okay, I am putting up one that is second lieutenant rank those days, and I will now my good time is on. Suddenly you are born, but you as an officer need to earn respect. The moment I went there, certainly I was received by the Subeda Major of the battalion at the gate, and one of the boy came and took my stuff. The initial I went around. I can see that the boys are trying to establishing eye contact with me, and when I looked at them, then they are saluting me. So I felt little awkward. Then I asked Subeda Major, मेरा साहब ये थोड़े से शर्माते हैं, इतने तगड़े 6 फुट के जवान हैं. कहता साहब ऐसा है, बुरा मत मानना, आपका आने वाले 2 3 4 महीने जो हैं बटालियन के अंदर, वो आपको एस्टेब्लिश करना है, प्रूव करना है कि आप साहब बहादुर हो, यू आर बेटर देन देम, and then only they will not only salute you, they will lift you and they will die for you, and that is very factual.
तो सर अगर आप ये भी बता सकते हैं, व्हेन यू जॉइन एज अ यंग ऑफिसर, राइट, तो आपकी ग्रूमिंग किस तरीके से होती है विद इन द यूनिट व्हेन यू इवेंचुअली मैच्योर?
देखो, from a day one till you complete or you become a young captain or senior captain, every day is a kind of a learning, actually. Even an army, till the time you are serving, you are learning. Okay. But specifically as a young officer, good young officer, you are not in good battalions. Firstly, if somebody joins Gurkha Rifles, if you are from uh, South Indian background or from Punjab or from whichever the part of our country, you speak to them in Gurkhali only. Like I, being a Punjabi, I knew it, but one of my commanding officer was from Kerala. Was fantastic, absolutely speaking brilliant Punjabi. Now the grooming part is they tell us to stay with the troops at least for 2 to 3 months in their barrack, using same toilet, sleeping in their barracks, going to langar for the dinner, officer message outbound, and they tell us, okay, whatever Jawan is doing, learn that thing first. You need to, it's some everywhere. In the corporate world also, we all start from the scratch. Till the time we don't know the characteristics or the everything about the product and how we are going to sell them or who are our potential clients. Similarly, the same thing is in the army. If I have got some weapon system, if I don't know how to use it, or I don't know the psyche of my Jawan, I will not be in position to command them. So first 3 months we are there. Then you are brought back to officer mess. There is a formal welcome party for you. You take their every battalion or the regiment have got different traditions. Okay? And thereafter, you're sent on a couple of courses. You become more matured. You lead your troops in ambush, and the troops are watching you. Sometimes you come, like if you're operating in a combat zone, you may come under fire. Again, your leadership is assessed. Everything is checked. So these are the small things. During while patrolling, as a second lieutenant, I'm 21-year-old man, or if I tell a Jawan who is again 25, 26 years old soldier, if I okay lift the luggage, you will not be light. There are troops telling मेरा साहब है, मैं से सामान उठा सकता हूँ, मैं देखना चाहता हूँ whether he is strong enough to carry his load at his back when you're climbing mountain or walking the snow or wherever whichever. This is how you start earning repo and the respect among your troops.
अंडरस्टूड सर।
Okay.
सर अगर आप ये भी बता सकते हैं, जब आप पहली बार कॉम्बैट में गए थे एज अ यंग ऑफिसर व्हेन यू आर अंडर द फायर, हाउ वाज योर एक्सपीरियंस एंड व्हाट वर द लर्निंग्स दैट यू हैड फ्रॉम योर फर्स्ट कॉम्बैट?
You know, it's all the time very memorable. You know, it's all it will remain very fresh in my mind because you have not really seen the realistic combat situation. And you know, like when the bullets are fired or the firing is on, the bullet which is meant for you or for us or for particular India, you will not hear that sound of that bullet. You are in some confused situation. Here comes how strong leader are you? When it has happened with me in my first posting itself only, at a line of control, we were deployed for counter infiltration role. So when on a one fortunate day we caught them, I saw firstly, like how I got that Josh, that my buddy Jawan, when I saw him a very rustic style and real commando style or the Rambo style, he getting up firing, that gave you courage. My men are so brave. And this is how that gave you motivation. Like you start respecting your men also. And my fear or some sort of, you can say, uncertainty, I won't call it a fear, that turned into a courage. And that gave me a lot of energy. And this is where was a turning point in my life that I started establishing, started gripping a stronghold over my troops and all. It was good experience for me, and I really learned a real what is the real valor और आपको कैसे अपने आप को you have to control your senses and command your troops under fire. That is one of the fantastic experience for every officer. Like we never forget in our life.
गॉड सर। तो अगर आप ये भी बता सकते हैं सर, आप जब कॉम्बैट में जाते थे तो आपका फेवरेट वेपन क्या था?
Okay, like the Indian Army has got a very fantastic weapon system. आज की date में तो there's so much advancement in the technology. And now also, in fact, I still see that same weapon is really in the line. So my favorite weapon at that time used to be AK-47. I found it very rough. Absolutely very trustworthy. And though other weapons I've got another specializations and all definitely there too, but I used to be very comfortable with that.
गॉट सर। तो सर आपने फिर एनएसजी भी ज्वाइन किया था, तो इफ यू कुड डिस्क्राइब व्हाट वाज योर मोटिवेशन टू ज्वाइन एज अ कमांडो, एंड आल्सो व्हाट वाज द प्रोबेशन लुक्स लाइक?
As I told you, from the right from my childhood days, I wanted to be a part of elite forces, and I was fortunate that I got that opportunity. And if you talk about the probation part now, probation is definitely is one of the most important part for every person who's ever joining the elite force. In that, your first and foremost thing that you need to have a team spirit. That we operate in a small teams, and in that we have to really rely on each other's skills. कि भाई ये मैं इसके साथ जा रहा हूँ, मैं वापस जरूर आऊंगा. What may come, and there's a proud tradition in special forces or in energy also. If something happens, you become injured, they'll carry you on your back. They'll bring you back. Now the same thing, the training of energy is designed like that. You recently, I think last week only, I had again visited the optical core system of that probation, for that probation period is so designed. It tests your everything, your endurance, your mental strength, your physical strength, and definitely flexibility. It's timed, and let me tell you, it is one of the toughest obstacle course in entire world. Thereafter, speed marches are there, and certainly there are some exercises which are designed to make you more mentally robust, more tough, and firing is the major aspect. We are known as a sharpshooters in entire world, that these NSG commandos. Like imagine a small coin is placed 300 meters away and the sniper is taking a shot. Okay. So what I'm trying to say is that firing is one of the major aspects. You need to have definitely a sharpshooter, and that can be achieved by regular firing and certainly with a better techniques.
गॉट सर। सर अगर आप ये भी बता सकते हैं, ड्यूरिंग योर टेन्योर इन द एनएसजी आपका कोई मेमोरेबल एक्सपीरियंसेस थे जिसको आप यहाँ पे शेयर करना पसंद करेंगे?
Definitely, yeah. I was a squadron commander. I had a team commanders. We were given a specific tasks. Rather, I was part of a task force which was launched in a JNK. And during that time, we got a very number of successes. We are dropped, heli dropped in particular sector, self-contained, at least for 10 days. Imagine, walk 10 days from one forest to another forest, and that too in a high altitude area. And whatever the en route, we had a encounters or the combats with the militants, we literally sweep them. There are type of bondings we developed during that time among ourselves was really tremendous. Certainly at our base, every month or every quarterly, the various type of training is imparted to newly inducted commandos or the people who are already there, that is filtering from helicopters or going for intervention exercises, that is train intervention, metro, high-rise building. Like I certainly take pride in this, that I was in that organization which had gone for a very specific task. That is, operation took place in Gujarat, Osse rescues, the Taj episode, and there were a couple of more. So I belong to that particular organization. So during that, I saw each commando, each officer commando has got a certain great qualities, and we really rely, as I earlier said it, that we really rely on each other capacity and capability. So every day is a very, very fantastic and challenging.
Good, sir. Sir, I've seen in your uniform you also wear a paratrooper badge. So how was your experience, when you jumped out of an aircraft for the first time?
Anything which you do new in your life is always very interesting. It's something, like you're going for bungee jumping, and there's certain amount of butterflies will be there, but you are trained well. You are tested. You should not have a fear of height. There's some fan test is there, and then they take you that type of air experience. And when the actual time comes, it's not taken as a sports. It's whatever we do, it is basically related with combat. You're jumping with a full gear weapon system. And imagine with a fraction of second, one team or one stick, we call it, of 10 to 12 or more, they are out. There is nothing that let me make up my mind. Once you stand at the gate or at the point, you are totally sucked out by the air itself only. But it was very wonderful. More you jump, more experience you gain, more confident you are. Then you start enjoying it.
So, sir, if you could also tell us, how was your experience as a commanding officer, and what are the various leadership lessons that you have learned, which you would like to propagate to the other people as well?
Being a military leader, firstly, there's a lot of responsibility. Whether you're a company commander or you're a commanding officer or a brigade commander or whatever level you grow, or the GOC of the division or the corps, subsequently army commander, the certain basics remain the same. That you really need to understand this point. As a leader, you are totally devoted to the cause. And that cause is your men, safety of your men. Everything revolves around that only. As a leader, I must, which I earlier said, that qualities of the leadership I'm talking about. But I'll give you few examples also. If you say vision, empathy, or you talk about knowledge, or you talk about patience, there is every time, every day, every hour, every minute, the commanding officer or the whosoever the team leader at every level is tested about that. You have sent your troops out. You need to have confidence in them, and that confidence, how will you gain? If you have trained them hard. You know that whatever the training you have given, they will come back. Now, as a leader, if I am also going, men are watching me. I am not supposed to be deliberately proving myself. My men are, they are with me for so many years. They know कि साहब कैसा है. इसको उनको मालूम है. वो गलत नहीं बताएगा. He will launch us and he'll take out everybody out from that combat zone safely. Now, that is only possible when you have planned well, you are visionary, and your strategy is absolutely very effective, realistic. You have got ground knowledge. You know your enemy. So as a leader, your everything, whatever the thing you're doing, your absolute brain is working. If you ever go to, or you get a chance sometime to go to war room, it's all digital. Imagine one senior officer is sitting along with his technical reps. Now, if he's saying send these amount of strength from sector A to sector B, he has carried out the mental appreciation. वो अपने दिमाग में appreciation लगा चुके हैं. इतनी गाड़ियां, इतना राशन, ये वो वगैरह सारा कुछ. तो and he has also appreciated, or rather he has carried out the appreciation कि that अगर मैं यहाँ से इधर जाता हूँ, how the enemy is going to react. Do I have a reserve? So what I'm trying to say, as a leader, you cannot say it's 9 to 5. No, it is round the clock. Soldier is never retired. Soldier is never on chutti. You are always working every time. Not only men, interestingly, as a leader, you are the head of the institution. Your aim is to create more leaders, not followers. As a leader in army, you're concerned about the safety of not only the safety of your men, about their families also. The lady wives, the wives of army officers, or they are in the battalions. In the absence of officers, they are visiting Jawans, family quarters, speaking to their families. Okay, how are they? Any problems? And that is immediately addressed also. Their welfares. So as a leader, you are touching every part of the life of a Jawan. And Jawan has got a भरोसा. मैं छुट्टी पे भी मैं कुछ अपने कमांडिंग ऑफिसर को कॉल करूंगा रात के 12 बजे, वो उठा के मेरे से बात करेगा और तुरंत सॉल्यूशन देगा मेरे को. Akash, this is the only reason why a Jawan is ready to sacrifice his life. Of course, that is beyond the call of duty, definitely hota hai. He's a soldier. He's doing it. But उसको ये भरोसा है, अगर मैं हूं या नहीं हूं, my family will be looked after. They will be in safe hands. They will be secured. That's a great motivation level for him. And over a period of time, as a leader, we develop very healthy officer-man relationship.
सर अगर आप मेरे को ये भी बता सकते हैं फ्रॉम योर एक्सपीरियंस इन द आर्मी, कोई ऐसे इंसिडेंट्स विच यू स्टिल रिमेम्बर एंड स्टिल चेरिश जो आपके लिए लाइफ लेसन्स बन चुके हो.
देखो, एक तो इंसिडेंट बिफोर आई ज्वाइंड, I really like to highlight. You must have heard about one incident took place in 1992. No, before 1990. I'm sorry that I'm forgetting the year in which the timber trail. This is located very close to district Parvanu of Himachal, or rather gateway to Himachal, where that trolley was stuck with a couple of people in midair, and then the nearer brigade was approached, and the brigade immediately spoke to army headquarters, took the clearance, and the special forces in that particular sector was deployed, and the great hero, Colonel Cristo, was the one. What the thing which I am trying to bring out, they're like, it has given me a wonderful feeling. The officer who was piloting the helicopter, Later he became a chief marshal. Uh, yeah. So he was Parsi. Then the another co-pilot was Hindu. Then the flight engineer was some Sikh gentleman, and the guy who was gone down, the Christian, and the people who were saved were Hindu. This is one of the fantastic example of a communal harmony. I'm telling you. And let me tell you, the religion of our troops become our religion, right? Whether they are from any religion, we are never ever communal. What I'm trying to say, we live and die for. We only see who are they? They are Indians. Absolutely, they're nothing else beyond it. So that gave me a very fantastic feeling to me. That I am part of that organization who conducted such a brilliant operation, and it was really admired by millions. In my career, certainly the combat situations has really gave me a lot of experience or made my different outlook toward the life. एक इंसिडेंट याद आता है मैं आई वॉज पोस्टेड इन कुपवाड़ा सेक्टर suddenly the fire came and it was taken me by surprise. And for a minute I was trying to recollect or recover कि यार हुआ क्या है. And I was holding a radio set. The radio set operator was behind me. Another Naik Khalsa standing next to me. Now how the leader the bomb suddenly telling me, "Sab, मैं चलता in Punjabi. I go. Don't worry, everything will be okay." I go, what a guy, yaar. Though I was a major and I was trying to recollect the situation ki ho kya raha hai, but that man is trying to hold my hand and give me a kind of a boosting. Ki I'm with you, nothing to worry. These are small, small incidents I recollect. It really brings a smile on my face. Matlab, what a fantastic guy I have served. Matlab, they are अलग ही breed थे वो लोग. And they are men from a different world, I'm telling you. Classic. Yeah.
Good, sir. तो सर मेरा आखिरी सवाल आपसे ये है क्योंकि lot of aspirants will be watching this. What will be your message to all of them who wants to join the forces?
देखो, firstly you need to have aptitude, sincerely. अगर आप सोच रहे हो कि certainly we are looked after very well, very royally, very groomed very royally, and we live our life very royally. And let me tell you one thing, military profession is not only profession, it's a lifestyle. अगर आपका एप्टीट्यूड नहीं है तो हाथ मत लगाना. If you think that I am going to earn a money, you will get ample money. आपका परिवार भी खुश रहता है, आप भी खुश रहेंगे, ऐसी बात नहीं है. But what I'm trying to say, you have to live classically. You have to live like a real, know your real worth, tested. And जैसे कहते हैं ना, लोहे को आग में निकाल के साचा जाता है अच्छी तरह से. Then you become a real Iron Man. There are three things I like to highlight on this. You need to be really disciplined, actually. You know, like, there is nothing, no shortcut to your great routine. If you are not disciplined, you you will not be able to take decision boldly. And let me tell you one thing. The bottom line or the backbone of your every success is discipline. Second part, I talk about the consistency. As a military leader, अगर हमें कोई हुक्म मिलता है कि ये टारगेट है आपने कैप्चर करना है, मैं बड़ा छोटा सा एग्जांपल दे रहा हूं आपको. We don't ask the questions. We say, yes, it will be captured. I have got a plan A, plan B, plan C, plan D. This is the fertility of our thoughts. And that is only achieve, and if you're consistently achieving or learning or going beyond your own horizon, you have to really consistent in your learning every day. So that thing has to be there in you. Third thing is loyalty. Loyal toward your own self. रात को आप आते हो घर वापस, स्टैंडिंग इन फ्रंट ऑफ द मिरर, देन यू से यार आज मैंने वो जवान को शायद ज्यादा डांट दिया. That is the loyalty toward your own self and toward your own men. The loyalty, it is so much, it starts flowing in the like blood in our vein. It's nothing. Everybody loyal. Everybody is contributing toward the country. Everybody professional. But one small example, जवान सेठ कहता साहब मेरे को तनख्वाह मिले ना मिले, I'll still work. He is also professional. So there is a loyalty factor is there. He is only working for Naam Namak Nishan, I am telling you. The name of his battalion and Namak, you know that sense of belonging is something, and Nishan, the insignia of his battalion or the regiment. No Jawan, no officer will ever do any kind of a stuff which bring a bad name to his regiment. फकर के साथ खड़े होते हैं, बड़ा खाना में बैठते हैं, they talk to officers because of these reason कि they are so loyal and आंखों में आंखें डाल के बात करते हैं. And that is only possible when you have got these three things. And to the present generation, I only like to say, you are very vibrant, you got a lot of resources, a lot of energy, utilize them in a right manner, judicially, and bring the great name to yourself, to your parents, to your country. Work toward nation building. You're born in a fantastic country, one of the best country in the world. And if you're joining armed forces, you will be joining one of the fantastic career. Work hard for this. And I believe if you have got all these things, what I have shared with you, or if you may be much more brilliant than me, you will certainly achieve all the glorious heights. My best wishes with you, and thank you very much. God bless. Jai Hind.
Thank you, sir, for accepting the invite and coming here, sharing your experience. And I hope a lot of people will understand and learn a lot from the experience that you have shared. Jai Hind, sir.
Okay, thanks a ton. Thank you very much.